Good morning, Year 9. I hope you're well and are having a lovely day. Please could you write the date and the title? Dogberry and Verges, Malapropisms and Dramatic Irony. For this lesson, you'll need a copy of the extract from Act 3, Scene 3 and Act 3, Scene 5. Also, access to YouTube to watch some clips, including the scene summary. Also, different coloured pens and highlighters. So make sure you have everything you need before we start today's lesson. So do now. I would like you to choose the correct definition for the word malapropism. So it could be mistakenly using the wrong word in a sentence, an offensive joke, the mating behaviour of a male weasel, or a disease that affects the legs. So pause the video for 2 minutes to choose the correct definition. So it is mistakenly using the wrong word in a sentence. So pause the video to have a look at the cartoon, have a look at what's on the slide. Okay, so those are all examples of malapropisms. Okay, so now I'd like you to write down the definition along with some examples. So I've got a couple more on the slide for you. So for instance, the weatherman said there was a 90% chance of participation this afternoon, obviously instead of precipitation, i.e. rain or snow or something like that. The doctor gave me a subscription for my allergies instead of prescription. So write down a couple of your own examples, please. So the definition, the humorous misuse of a word by confusing it with a similar sounding word, and then write down a couple of your own examples, or if that's too difficult, just take a couple from the slide. Okay, so today's focus is why are Dogberry and Verges so funny? I'd like you to watch this clip from the scene and read Act 3, Scene 3. Also write down your impressions about the scene. How is comedy created? So pause the video for 10 minutes to do this now. Okay, I'd like you to match the word Dogberry uses with the word he meant to say. So pause the video for 5 minutes to do this now. Okay, Dogberryisms. Pick 2 of Dogberry's mistakes and explain why these are funny. Pause the video for 5 minutes to do this now. So on the slide, you've got, for instance, salvation, he mixes with damnation. Allegiance, he mixes with disloyalty. Desertless, deserving. So they're all very funny mistakes to make. So you're picking 2 and explaining why they're so funny. Okay, context. Why is it funny to see a useless policeman? I'd like you to make notes on what's below and spend about 5 minutes doing this. So according to the historian John W. Draper, Dogberry's behaviour as a constable is an exaggeration of genuine problems with the amateur policing system at the time, in which sleeping during the night watch was common, and watchmen often tried to avoid confronting criminals. Though the play is set in Sicily, Dogberry's watch appears to be acting under the English law of the period, according to which loiterers at night could be arrested under the catch-all charge of vagrancy. Indeed, that would be the legal basis for arresting Borachio and Conrad. Since the office of constable was supposed to circulate among the people, everyone must have known what his duties were, or at least supposed to be, and so everyone could understand Shakespeare's comment about policemen not doing their job properly. Any men who were caught out late, having had one too many drinks, could get into trouble. The powers and its procedure were as widely understood as those of our modern state police upon the highways. Consider how now people moan about police being overly officious with the drivers or parking wardens giving tickets. People like to poke fun at those in authority on political comedy panel shows like Have I Got News for You and Mock the Week. Ridiculing the police was a popular move by Shakespeare. So pause the video now to make notes on this. Okay, so let's move on to Act 3, Scene 5. Hang on, haven't we missed out Act 3, Scene 4? Don't worry, this scene focuses on the ladies getting ready for the wedding, and we'll look at it alongside the wedding next time. We need to see Dogberry and Verges taking their messages to Leonato, or trying to. Okay, so we're moving on to Act 3, Scene 5. What do Dogberry and Verges do with this new information? I'd like you to watch the scene summary and read Act 3, Scene 5. Can you spot any more Dogberryisms in this one? Pause the video for 10 minutes to do this now. Okay, so here's some more Dogberryisms from the scene. Pause the video to read through them. Okay, which Jaws poster is more frightening? Explain your answer. Challenge. How can these pictures help define dramatic irony? Try to use them to create a definition. Pause the video for 5 minutes to do this now. So you might remember us looking at these images when we studied Jaws, or when we read short stories as a reminder. The first poster creates much more tension for us as the audience because we know what's coming, but the swimmer doesn't, so it's dramatic irony. Dramatic irony is when the reader or audience know more than a character does. So dramatic irony in Act 3, Scene 5 and Act 3, Scene 3. So I'd like you to spend 5 minutes answering these questions. What do Dogberry, Verges, Claudio, Don John, Don Pedro, Baraccia and Conrad know that the other characters do not? What effect will this create for the audience? How does it create humour? And do you think Dogberry and Verges will know the seriousness of the information they will be given? How can you tell? Pause the video for 5 minutes to do this now. So answer to question 1. They know that Hero is innocent, but is about to be accused of the crime. They know that Claudia and Don Pedro are going to humiliate her at the wedding. 2. There's a desperate tension where we want them to get the information to the right people, but comedy as we know they are unlikely to get it right. And 3. Dogberry and Verges take their job seriously, but unfortunately they're not taken seriously by other people, probably due to their malapropisms that pervade their speech and their lack of competence. So finally, reflection. How do Dogberry and Verges create humour in the play? I'd like you to write a paragraph to answer this question, using evidence from Act 3, Scene 3 and Act 3, Scene 5. I'd like you to include key terms, such as dramatic irony and malapropism, or Dogberryism. For a challenge, I'd like you to include relevant context, such as the opinions of policemen. So please pause the video for 10 minutes to do this now. Okay, so well done for your work today. Next time we'll be looking at the scene we skipped, the ladies on the morning of the wedding. So thank you very much, and I'll speak to you next time.